Hey, you guys, back again with another message. God dropped this message in my spirit while I was sitting down, um, getting a pedicure, talking to Him in my spirit. And God was letting me know that this is a season where a lot of His children, you're going to stop looking over your shoulder. A lot of you guys have been attacked so much and have people to try to steal your ideas, try to steal your vision, try to steal your um, whatever God has blessed you to do. They try to take it and run with it as their own. And you have to constantly look over your shoulder to see if people watching you. You have to constantly look over your shoulder and see if people stealing your ideas or using your ideas or continue to use your ideas after God done told them to stop. But God is saying He knows that you're tired of looking over your shoulder, and this is the season that you're about to stop looking over your shoulder. God showed me the number again, 2211. That number in the Greek or Hebrew Strong Concordance means hang. And I know I had shared that video about your enemies are about to hang themselves. Let me make sure I'm telling you guys right. But God is not taking this lightly because it can be very, very stressful when you're doing the work of the Father, when you're doing the will of the Father, and you got to constantly look over your shoulder for the enemy, and the enemy keeps messing with you, the enemy keeps lying on you, the enemy keeps trying to steal from you. But it's not gonna work. But like I said, God is saying this is the season that you are going to stop looking over your shoulder. Because sometimes we can spend so much time looking over our shoulder to try to make sure nobody's not watching that it takes away time that we can actually be doing the work in the will of the Father. Like you have to keep lookout, right? But God is saying this is the season that you're no longer going to have to look on over your shoulder. Like I said, it can be very, very irritating. It can be very, very aggravating when someone has to constantly look over their shoulder. To me, like it's very irritating when I had to continue to look over my shoulder. It's the Hebrew Strong Concordance, y'all, where 2211 means to hang, to set up, right? And so they're not your enemies. God is going to deal with them in this season, in this hour. A lot of them, I'm going to be honest with you, they're not doing well already. But pride, they're very, very prideful. Some was supposed to come and apologize. Some was supposed to admit their wrongdoings, and they don't want to do it because of pride. Well, pride can be someone's own folly. Pride can allow someone to be led into their own ruin. And so, with that being said, your season of constantly looking over your shoulder is coming to an end because God really is going to deal with these people that have did you wrong, that have stolen from you, that have abused you. That maybe had threatened you, and you're kind of like looking over your shoulder because it's kind of like this person had really did some abusive things to you, probably put threats and stuff on your life, and now it's like you constantly feel like you have to look over your shoulder and worry about things and not live at peace. God did not create us in this world to be in this world to not live at peace. God didn't create you to constantly have to look over your shoulder to wonder if someone's stalking you, to wonder if someone's harassing you, to wonder if your life is going to be threatened, or, He didn't create us for that. And God is saying this is a season that you're going to stop looking over your shoulder because He's about to deal with it. He's about to handle it. And that's why, you guys, when God tells us to move out the way, or when God tells us to disconnect and remove ourselves from people, it's because He's about to deal with people in a way that it will bother us if we was to watch firsthand. Right? You're going to hear about it, but you might not be able to see it firsthand, because when I tell you, it's not going to be pretty. When I tell you, some of them are going to be like Hamans that got hanged on the same pole that they set up for you. I'm telling you, it's going to be that type. Like, God does not take these things lightly. That's why I really wish that people read their word. Like, y'all, we serve that same God in the Old Testament, the New Testament. We serve that same God. That God has not changed. And that God does not play about His children. That God does not play about that same God. Don't play about His children. He don't play about His anointed. He don't play about His prophets. He don't play. He don't play. When people think they're getting away, they only getting by. He does not play. When people think that God don't see, He see. So it's not funny, but it's just like, I really wish people will read their word, because when I tell you, the type of judgment that's going to hit their land because of what they did to a child of God and their disobedience and their pride, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be 10 times worse. The things that they're trying to send to you, the things that they're trying to do to you, they got to eat that. They got to reap that because it didn't work. So the witchcraft, the things that they sent to you, backfires. It goes back. And y'all, God will remove people so his people can be at peace. Prime example, Pharaoh. He will remove you so his people can be at peace. And that's what I really want people to understand and to know, that God is not playing y'all in this season, in this hour. I have saw so many people die, or heard of people dying because, and God revealed to me later, it was because of their wickedness. It was because of their heart posture. Because they want to dip and dab in witchcraft, and when God told them to put it down, they thought it was bigger than God, and they end up, that same witchcraft end up taking them out. So I'm just telling you guys that God is not playing. A lot of people think they are untouchable. A lot of people think they're unstoppable, but God is about to make them into a liar this season. And we don't rejoice in people downfall, but God is saying this is a season that you're about to stop looking over your shoulder. This is the season that God wants you to have peace. This is the season that God wants you to walk into golden glory. When you're walking up on the golden glory, you got peace. When I tell you that experience was life-changing for me, you have peace. And it's just like the presence of the Lord, like, to where it's just like you want to just stay there. You don't want to move from that place. That's a place where God wants you to be at. And when you're in that place, you're not worrying about your shoulder, looking over your shoulder. You're not worrying about people trying to stop you and trying to block you. You're not worrying about none of that stuff. You're just worrying about being in God's presence and wanting to stay there. And so with that being said, God is going to deal with these people that constantly got you looking over your shoulder, and he know you tired. He know you tired. Even though you're not saying that you're tired, he know that you're feeling, you're annoyed. You are annoyed and you're tired. He knows. Even when our mouth is not saying anything, our spirit is. And our spirit can let God know and be like, all right, God, I'm tired of doing this. Like, I'm tired of looking over my shoulder. I'm tired of worrying about these people stealing my business ideas. I'm tired of worrying about these people trying to block me from getting where I need to be at. God know. He know, and he's going to deal with it. So this is the season that you're about to stop looking over your shoulder, because he know you tired. Okay. So I love you guys. I pray that you all have an amazing day. Have an amazing day, you guys. Like, don't worry about it. God's going to deal with it. Okay. And I will chat with you all later.